"Hey Mandy, look at Simon. I think he's cute. For a boy. Do you think he'll play with me?" Mandy said, "No, he won't, stupid. He won't play with a freak like you. He'll only play with me." I said, "No, my mom says everyone wants to be my friend because I'm special." Mandy said, "Not Simon. He doesn't like you. No one likes you. Not even your mom." I screamed, "Mom! Mandy says I'm a freak and no one likes me. Not even you." Mom said, "That's okay, sweetie. You know it's not true, and I think it's time for Mandy to leave." Mandy left looking super angry after Mom kicked her out. After that day, Mandy became a real pain in my neck. She started going after everything I had and wanted it all for herself, especially my Simon. Hi, I'm Emma. You might hear my story and think I should be grateful for having everything a girl might wish for, especially with my perfect memory. What most people don't know is that I have a big problem, my anger issue. It made me lose the love of my life. I was falling asleep in class one day when my teacher yelled at me, "Wake up, sleepyhead. You can't sleep in my class. I'm going to include this question in the exam tomorrow, and now I won't repeat what I said for you." "You mean you're going to include the fact that the Allies decided to land powerful forces in German-occupied Europe after the evacuation from Dunkirk in 1940, and that it took 4 years to design, build, and move thousands of vehicles, ships, and aircraft, and it was only on April 22nd in 1944 that the rehearsal for D-Day started in the exam tomorrow?" Everyone oohed and ahed. I sneaked a peek at Simon. He was not only the school's hottest guy, but also a local celebrity. He was also rich and had the voice of an angel. And right now, the angel looked impressed as he looked at me. Whatever. Imagine someone being so proud of being a freak, Simon. I groaned inwardly as Mandy, my ex-best friend, and Simon's ex-girlfriend, stepped up behind him. Even though they'd broken up a while ago, she was still obsessed with him. To my delight, Simon just ignored her. Served her right. Simon said, "Emma, I have to ask you something. Will you be my girlfriend?" Oh my god, I nodded enthusiastically. I couldn't believe Simon, the Simon, was asking me out. Yes, of course. Mandy said, "Don't get too happy. I'll still take him away from you, you freak." What was this witch's problem? Suddenly my blood began to boil. The teacher told us to settle down, but I wasn't really listening. I said, "Mind your own business, you freak." The teacher snapped, "Emma, I will not stand this behavior. To the principal's office right now." My rage disappeared. "What? No, I'm sorry, I said enough. Leave." This just wasn't my day. And then, as if getting detention wasn't enough, my driver was late. Oh my god, I've told you only about 1 billion times not to be late, but you just can't help talking to everyone. The driver said, "Don't work yourself up, please. I'm sorry, Fine, it's fine. Just take me home." Simon was having a big party at his place that night, and I had to look better than Mandy. I knew she would do her best to show off her attractive body to get Simon's attention, but I was ready for that. I decided to go shopping for the perfect dress. But when I got to the mall, I was shocked to see Simon there, and he wasn't alone. Mandy was there too. While she stood talking to him, she casually slipped her arms around him. I was furious. I couldn't believe she was trying to hit on him like that. Ew! I needed to show her who his real girlfriend was. Unfortunately, though, by the time I decided to go over, they were gone. Ugh, I had to do something about her. I bought a super gorgeous pure silk evening gown for Simon's party. I even picked out a beautiful emerald necklace I'd bought in Italy last summer. I was gonna knock the boy down once and for all tonight. My driver dropped me at the party and I asked him to go home. My instructions were to wait around here. I spotted Simon and walked up to him. "Hi, Emma." Before I could say anything else, Simon put his arms around me, and for a second, I was speechless. "You look absolutely breathtaking tonight, Emma. I'd appreciate it if you picked me as your dance partner tonight." I was about to ask what Mandy did that day, but oh man, my heart began to beat wildly as we glided around the room, and I forgot all about it. While we were dancing, I could see Mandy's red face, and boy did she look mad. Ha! Take that! I pulled Simon closer just to tease her more. Then she said loudly, "Look at the smile on her dumb face. As soon as I dance with Simon, I'm going to kiss his face off. He'll never look at her again." She and the girls around her started laughing. I began to see red. Before I knew it, I had pushed Simon away and was marching up to Mandy. "What's your problem, huh?" One thing led to another. Suddenly, strong arms pulled me back. It was my driver. He said, "Let's go home. It's late." Back off! Who are you to tell me what to do? I could see that Simon was amazed, and I think he was impressed that I was finally teaching his ex a lesson. Then I took Simon's hand and left the party. Even though we had left the party, I didn't want to leave him just then. I wouldn't let Mandy ruin this evening for me. I asked, "Want to come up to my place? We can watch a movie and chill." Simon said, Yes, of course. There's nothing I'd like more. I ran inside to check if the coast was clear and quietly snuck him up the stairs. We had just started the movie when Simon pulled me closer and snuggled with me. There's nowhere I'd rather be. Suddenly, the door flew open and my stepdad barged in. Just what do you think the two of you are doing here? I have a reputation to keep. He was barely done talking when the driver ran up behind him. And you, is this what I hired you for, huh? I told you to keep an eye on the girl and you let her bring a boy into her room? The driver said, Sir, my stepdad then shouted, You're fired. Just then, my mom burst into the room and started defending the driver. He most certainly is not fired. Mom was determined to keep him and kept saying it wasn't his fault that I'd snuck a boy in. He doesn't have magic powers. Punish them and leave him out of this. Well, a blind man could tell she had the hots for the driver even though she was like 10 years older than him. And it was super embarrassing. My stepdad looked between the two of them suspiciously and then suddenly, dragging Simon out, left the room. Don't think that I'm dumb. I can see what's going on here, my stepdad said while leaving. I didn't even know why my mom was with my stepdad. I know my real dad was too poor to keep us, but did she have to marry this guy? After he left, Mom led the driver away. I slammed the door behind them, grabbed the first thing I got my hands on, and threw it in anger. As the picture on my table fell to the ground, I realized what a horrible person I was. You're a spoiled brat, always getting people into trouble. After I was done crying, I began watching some videos on my story animated. I just come across a really interesting story of a girl with perfect memory. The next morning, my stepdad said that I was grounded for a month and wasn't allowed to leave the house. Try me. I called Simon and he invited me to watch the recording of his song. Some other kids would be there too. As soon as they took a break, Simon came over to me. He said, Sorry to keep you waiting. I said, No, I should be the one saying sorry for the way I acted yesterday. The way my stepdad dragged you out, you probably hate me. For a minute, he didn't reply. Emma, I don't hate you at all. I saw how unhappy you looked. Yesterday, I just wanted to see you happy. To help you. I stared into his eyes and wondered if he really meant it. His face was so close to mine. Wait, was he about to kiss me? Just then, the director barged into the room and practically dragged Simon away. Simon said before leaving, Check your pocket when I start singing, okay? Don't check it now. When Simon started singing, I dug into my pocket and gasped. It was a diamond bracelet. As I was watching the recording, others came in. Of course, Mandy was with them too. As soon as she saw me, she made her way over to me. She said, Just reminding you that Simon is mine. Don't even think about him. Then she turned around and blew a kiss in his direction. I waited for him to react, but if anything, his stupid grin just grew bigger. Suddenly, I began to feel angry. Is this why he'd asked me here? Just then, Mandy screeched, Oh my God, that bracelet is mine! Simon gave it to me on Valentine's Day. Give it back. I said, Not a chance. He gave it to me and it's mine now. You know why? Because he loves me, and you can take your jealousy and buzz off. When Mandy refused to back off, I began to get mad at Simon for giving me her hand-me-downs. For a rich guy, he had acted pretty cheap. You know what? You want it so bad, huh? I marched up to Simon and threw open the door of the studio. I can't believe you'd give me your ex's hand-me-downs. Simon looked shocked and also embarrassed, as everyone could see and hear. Oh, shocked enough? I know everything, and I don't want this. Keep this trashy gift. He said, What's wrong with you? If you don't want it, just say so. I'm done with your drama. I'm out. Then Mandy looked at me. You actually fell for it. I knew you weren't as smart as you thought. You may have perfect memory, but you don't have perfect vision. He bought the bracelet that day at the mall when you were there. I glared at her, but I wouldn't do what she wanted. I swore to not get angry and said calmly, You're just jealous because he never got you a beautiful diamond bracelet. Then she laughed and said, Oh, I'm happy you like it. I actually picked it. That's it, I yelled as the driver took my hand and got me in the car. As soon as I got home, though, I felt horrible about what I had done to Simon. I tried calling him, but he wouldn't answer. I went to the set the next day, unannounced, and everyone was shocked to see me. I saw Simon sitting there, and he looked devastated. I'm so sorry for the horrible things I said. I don't know what came over me. I just got into the door when Simon caught up with me. He said, Emma, wait. No, Simon, I know I'm a horrible person. I'll just go away and never interfere in your life again. But Simon pulled me back and hugged me. Stay, Emma. I know you're a great girl. I won't let you go. I could tell that Simon loved me and I wanted to be with him. Plus, being his girlfriend was the best way to pay Mandy back and put her in her place. For a few weeks, I was in heaven. My anger episodes began to fade. If I ever did get angry, Simon held me till I was calm. Until one day, after my date with Simon, I went home to Mom and my stepdad having a scream fest. I asked what was wrong. Mom said that my stepdad was cheating on her. Suddenly, the yelling started again. Mom said, "I never should have trusted you." Stepdad said, "If I go to other women, it's your fault because you never take care of me." "I don't take care of you? What else?" But clearly my stepdad had had enough and he pushed us both outside. But the drama was far from over. We just stepped outside when the craziest thing happened. A police vehicle pulled up outside our house and 2 policemen stepped out. They demanded to know where my stepdad was. I pointed to the house and they barged in. 5 minutes later, they came outside, dragging my stepfather behind them. Apparently, his secretary that he cheated with had filed a case against him for blackmailing her. As they dragged him away, I waved him goodbye. Good riddance for some months at least. Finally, the events of the day sank in, and I realized I needed to breathe. I needed to get away from them. I needed Simon. I called him so many times, but he didn't answer. I ran to his house and barged in. "Simon!" I stopped dead in my tracks. He wasn't alone. In the lounge sat Mandy. She was wearing the tightest outfit imaginable, and her hair was all messy. "I told you he'd come back to me." Simon came in. He looked shocked to see me, but then he smiled. "Babe, I can explain. I was just thinking about you." "What an actor! You two-timing cheater! I never should have trusted you! We're over!" I rushed home, knowing there was no one I could trust. I went home and locked myself in my room. I didn't want to see anyone. For the next few days, I stayed in my room. I was too mad to talk to anyone. Finally, one day, Mom knocked on my door. "Emma, the school called. They want to know why you're skipping school, honey. Also, Simon is very worried. Just mind your own business. I don't need you interfering in my life." That night, as I lay tossing and turning in my bed, I heard a knock on the window. What was that? I jumped to check and almost passed out when I saw Simon practically hanging from the window frame. As soon as I opened the window, he jumped inside. "What are you doing here?" He smiled and reached out for me. "Don't come any closer. Don't touch me. You cheated on me." He asked me who he cheated on me with. I told him I'd seen Mandy in his lounge. Simon swore there had been no one in his house. He said he could show me security camera footage. "Don't lie. I have a photographic memory, remember? I never forget a face." Then I began to describe Mandy, and Simon said, "There's no Mandy in our class." Just then, my mom stepped into the room and said, "There was only ever one Mandy in your lives, but we thought you'd forgotten about her. But of course, you have a great memory." "What?" Mom said. "You were just a year old when she was born, and I couldn't raise her alone. You remembered her for years and would even talk about her in your sleep. But by the time you were 6, you stopped mentioning her. I thought you'd forgotten." What were they all talking about? Mandy? My sister? Were they saying I was imagining a girl who hated me? I began to scroll through my phone. I knew Mandy would be in some class photos, but the more I scrolled, the more horrified I was. There was no Mandy. I checked Facebook and Instagram too. Nothing. It was as if she had never existed. Suddenly, old memories rushed into my mind. "Baby, baby, Manny." I remembered. I said, "Mandy, you gave her away. You gave me everything, but you sent her away. How could you? My sister will hate me. She'll hate me forever." Simon said, "No, she won't, Emma. If your sister ever knew you, she'd love every bit of you, just like I do." As Simon spoke, I looked over his shoulder and saw Mandy. She smiled at me and said, "Took you long enough to remember. I'm going now. I don't hate you. You just needed to remember." Then she turned and walked out of the room, and I knew I would never see her again. Well, my life has gotten better since then. I'm at college and still with the love of my life, Simon. And my mom? She married our driver. She is happy, finally.